In this video today, I'm going to be taking a look at Steph Curry, specifically other NBA players' views on Steph. Stephen Curry is often considered to be the greatest shooter to have ever walked on a gym floor with a basketball. This is for a good reason. If you have watched pretty much any NBA season recently, you would share similar thoughts. After being drafted by the Golden State Warriors in 2009 as the 7th overall pick, Steph has won the NBA three-point contest and the NBA scoring championship titles. He has made multiple All-Star teams, and he's a three-time NBA champion. You don't accomplish accolades like these without turning some heads, especially those of your peers. And it should be quite interesting to hear what they have to say, so I'm going to explore that for you. Don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe if you're new, and welcome to Hoop Reports. Let's start with his former teammate, God's gift to basketball, Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant once went on Serge Ibaka's show where he was interviewed by Serge, and one of the questions that came up was the topic of Steph Curry versus Russell Westbrook. It's no secret that Kevin Durant spent a significant part of his NBA career playing with these two, so he is in a prime position to share his views on such a question. When Kevin Durant was asked by Serge Ibaka who he thinks was the better of the 2 point guards, he paused for a moment and said, Steph Curry. Serge went on to ask him why he thought that Steph was the better player, and Kevin Durant quickly said he shoots the ball better. That's no surprise. It is a fact that Russell is not the best shooter of the basketball. He even earned himself the name Westbrook in many circles. The fact that Kevin Durant used Steph's ability to shoot the ball to say he is better than Russell Westbrook could be viewed as Kevin's respect for his shooting ability. There are some other aspects of Steph Curry's game that Kevin could have alluded to when explaining his reasoning for saying Steph is the better player, but he quickly pointed out his ability to shoot the ball as his reason. LeBron James is another NBA legend that had a few things to say about Stephen Curry. LeBron and Steph faced off in the finals 4 times in the past, and as many of you already know, Steph Curry currently has a 3-1 lead against King James when going face-to-face in the finals. Steph Curry and his Warriors won the championship in 2015, and then LeBron rallied the Cavaliers to a 4-3 win in 2016. Rumor has it that Draymond then went on to cry to Kevin Durant in the parking lot, and Kevin Durant went to the Warriors. They won the championships the following years in 2017 and 2018. Now that you're all caught up, back to what LeBron had to say about Steph in the past. There was a question posed about Steph Curry's abilities and how he would have fared in the 90s NBA. LeBron went on Twitter and remarked that Steph Curry would not be good, but would actually be great in any era of basketball. That's quite a passionate comment if you ask me. Don't get me wrong, there's absolutely nothing wrong with one player admiring another player's game, and for the record, I believe that the King is right. After the Warriors defeated the Oklahoma City Thunder in a game in 2016 when Steph Curry shot the game winner from half court, LeBron James took to Twitter and said that Steph Curry's ability to shoot the ball was ridiculously good, and he hasn't seen anything like this in the history of basketball. Well, with comments like those, I don't have to investigate LeBron's feelings about Steph anymore. It's obvious that he wants to trade him to the Lakers. No, I'm just kidding. LeBron really admires Steph as a player, and there's nothing wrong with that. Russell Westbrook, oh boy. I bet most of you are already thinking a lot of negative thoughts about what I'm going to say next. Russell Westbrook isn't known for being the most personable person in the NBA, so I can't fault you for having those thoughts. It's not as bad as you think, though. Well, maybe it is. I don't exactly think Russell and Steph are going to be buddies anytime soon. In the Western Conference Finals some years ago, Russell Westbrook was asked about his thoughts on what other people were saying, and in specific, the reporter asked him what he thought about Steph being regarded as an underrated defender. Russell didn't exactly answer the question, but his reaction was quite telling. Russell laughed at the question and didn't use any words. Some people may see this as disrespectful, some people may see this as just being a competitive player, and some may see it as just a laugh. Well, what do you think? If you were being guarded by another player on the court and someone said to you, you know that guy's a better defender than people give him credit for, and you just laugh? Wow. A few years ago, Steph Curry was asked to select his MVP player outside of the Warriors, and he said he would have chosen James Harden or Russell because James's team had a better record. Russell wasn't exactly too thrilled with Steph and responded saying, I don't care. Don't matter what he say, who's he? Seriously, Russell? Come on, man. Who is he? Only the best shooter to have ever played the game of basketball. Come on, man. Jimmy Buckets is possibly a top 15 or top 20 player in the NBA right now. The number may seem pretty big, but remember, just to make it to the NBA is a pretty big deal. So being in the top 20 is huge. Jimmy Butler is a fairly good defensive player, but a few guys give him trouble on the defensive end, and Steph Curry is one of those guys. He was asked why he thinks Steph Curry is such a tough mark, and he said that Steph is a generational talent in that he can legit shoot the ball from anywhere on the court. I mean, how do you guard a guy when you're sprinting back on defense? Like, I can't let him get to his spot. Then you realize that it doesn't matter because wherever he is, he's already at his spot because he can shoot and hit from anywhere. Well, we all know this. Steph can shoot the ball from outside in the parking lot, and it wouldn't make a difference. It's still going to swish. Butler went on to say he has the ultimate green light too, and he doesn't abuse it. He's not out there just jacking up shots. He's super calculated. Sometimes he barely even crosses half court and pulls it. And for anybody else in the league, that's a bad shot. But for him, it's a good shot. It's routine. Throw in the fact that if you try to press upon him and contest his shot, he has the ability to blow by you and get to the rim, or to distribute the ball and get his teammates involved. This next part is no joke. Jimmy Buckets, a guy whose parents named him Buckets. Butler, Buckets, potato, potato. Moving on. He said he can shoot and hit it from anywhere. A guy like Steph is about as unstoppable as it gets in this league. He's a special talent. Fun fact, did you know that the Warriors almost traded both Klay Thompson and Steph Curry for Chris Paul? Yes. When CP3 wanted out of New Orleans, the Warriors wanted to make a deal for him, and the package included both Klay Thompson and Steph Curry. All of you Dubs fans, OGs, and bandwagonists, I bet you are so relieved that this trade didn't go through. The only reason why it didn't was that CP3 did not want to commit to the Warriors long term. Oh, and by the way, we are now talking about CP3's thoughts on Steph Curry. Keep up. You may or may not have known that CP3 once prevented Steph Curry from practicing on the Rockets court during their last playoff series matchup. Apparently, Curry had the court reserved from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. the night before their Game 6 matchup, and Chris Paul decided that it wasn't going to happen. Chris took Curry's practice time and prevented him from using the court. After all this, you may be thinking that Chris Paul doesn't think highly of Steph, but actually it's quite the opposite. When he was asked to share his thoughts on the legend, he said, "When he came into the league, he had my respect because we had spent that real time together training and working out. And Steph just kept getting nicer and nicer and nicer. Like I said, he had my respect. But when I played him for the Clippers and once we got into the playoff series, it just slowly started building. But man, Steph's been nice. It was just a matter of time for them to put in the system that was for him. The rest is history." It's obvious that Chris respects Steph's work ethic very much. And this is coming from someone who knows him outside of basketball. These guys spent a lot of time together outside of the game of basketball and developed some kind of relationship. As it relates to basketball, Chris Paul has seen where Steph's game has grown from his entrance into the league to where it is now. And he is obviously impressed and respects Steph's journey. These are some of the most influential players in the NBA today, and so far, they have many good things to say about Steph Curry. Who knows? Maybe in the future, he will grow on Russell Westbrook. Steph may be at the peak of his career, and he still has a lot of ball left to play. What do you think about his game? And what do you think he will accomplish in the future? Let me know down in the comments. All I can say is that he is great now, and I hope he continues to bless us with great performances. Don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe if you're new, and I will catch you on the next video. Peace.